Hi, and welcome to Sarah's Cozy Northern Kitchen. I have a special treat for you today. This is a very old recipe from my husband's mom's grandma. So we're probably talking 75 years ago, like a really long time ago. And they call them pecan butterballs. And so they made these every year at Christmas. So they are very similar to a Russian tea cake, except it's a little bit less powdered sugar in the donut, or not in the donut, in the cookie. I've got donuts on my brain. And we use chopped pecans or pecans, if you're from the South, instead of walnuts. So that is basically the difference. But they look almost exactly like a Russian tea cake, but they called them pecan butterballs. So I'm gonna show you how to make pecan butterballs, and we'll go ahead and get started. Now I have my tiny little grinder here because I have 3 half bags of pecan halves and chopped pecans, and I didn't want to go out and buy a whole nother thing of ground pecans because I have 3 half bags. So I've got my tiny little, tiny but mighty mixer here, or food processor. I don't own a large food processor. I just really have never felt the need to need one. So I'm probably crazy because I do so much baking, but my tiny but little one here seems to always do really well. So we need to make sure we cut up 1 cup of these. So it is kind of nut heavy because a lot of the other recipes for these butter balls have 3/4 of a cup. So this one calls for a cup. So it's gonna be loud for just a minute. Like literally this thing is just absolutely slick. Okay, that's probably all we're gonna need because we need a cup, but I'll measure them just to make sure. But look at those pecans, they just cut right up there like that. Okay, we're gonna set this off to the side back here. Okay, so we're gonna get started. So you need 1 cup of butter melted. So I'm gonna put that in there. You can use a stand mixer. I'm gonna use my arm. Okay, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. There's 5 or 6 ingredients in this recipe. It's crazy easy. Okay, 2 cups of flour. And I'm gonna do I'm doing slightly less than the half cup in here because I'm not spooning and leveling it. So just slightly less. Okay, 6 tablespoons of powdered sugar. So this is where it differentiates from the traditional Russian tea cake. It doesn't take near as much powdered sugar. I mean, we're still gonna roll them in powdered sugar when they come out, but in the actual part that you're eating, it doesn't need it as much. And I'm gonna have to probably open a new bag. This plastic bag is probably driving people that have sensory issues crazy. I probably need to have a container. But I've used so much powdered sugar. That was 3, 4, 5, and 6. We do need powdered sugar for the topping when they come out of the oven too. All right, so we're gonna mix those together. Put that over there, a wooden spoon. All right. This is a little bit of a thicker dough. Like this. Okay, so my dough. It's amazing. Okay, so then we have a cup of the chopped pecans. I just want to make sure I've got a cup. Oh, I'm really close. Yep, exactly right, a cup. Okay. I'm sending these with my husband. He is going actually ice fishing. We have enough ice to go ice fishing this weekend, so I'm gonna send these with him for a snack. Everything else I made this week went to work, and my coworkers ate most of it this week, so it's been, and then we have company coming in for Christmas starting next, well, my one daughter's coming home on Wednesday from school, from college, and then she'll be here for 3 weeks. And other companies coming in starting on Friday, so we're gonna have a really big full house of people. Okay, so the dough looks like that. So now we're gonna grab a cookie sheet. I was gonna make, another recipe I was gonna make tonight was some brownie balls, but I threw my little mini brownie pan thing away because I needed to get a new one, and then I forgot to buy another one, so I won't be making those maybe this weekend. Okay, so we wanna make these in the size of dates. You don't want these absolutely huge, you want them, oh yeah, and you probably need to use your fingers just to get them just right and perfectly done. Okay, preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Mine's already going. And these don't spread, so you can put them like, you know, an inch apart on here. The cookies in a lot of my husband's mom's recipes, you know, she was the old farm wife that made everything from scratch. I mean, like absolutely everything. I think they went to town once every summer maybe, or every couple months to get ice cream. I think, and she would buy flour and sugar, but like everything else was homemade. But I feel like a lot of the recipes were simpler. There weren't as many ingredients in some of these. That some of these recipes get so complicated, and sometimes the simple ones are just as tasty. Like these that are gonna be super simple and they're super tasty. All right, so you probably don't wanna hear me going on and on and on about this. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna finish this. They're gonna bake for 12 minutes. And then I'm gonna let them cool just a little bit, and I'm gonna be back, and then we're gonna roll them in powdered sugar, and I'll show you the final product. So this is what they look like, the pecan butter balls, ready to go into the oven. And then I'm gonna throw them in, set the timer for 12 minutes. I still got the squeaky oven. And I'll be back to show you what we do as soon as they are cooled. Okay, they baked 12 minutes, the pecan butter balls, and the next step is not rocket science. You let them cool, pick them up, roll them in the powdered sugar, and then put them back to just dry, and then they're done. And when you eat these, you should get powdered sugar all over your face, because that is the beauty of, I think these are also like just a variation of a Russian tea cake. So I keep wanting to say Russian tea cakes, but they're called a butterball in this recipe. So I always coat these twice. So I'll go through and do them once. And that's how the pictures of these beautiful things are actually dusted probably 3 or 4 times, just to get them that, you know, a nice bright white of the powdered sugar. So this recipe made 24 butter balls, if you're kind of wondering, for reference. The other ones are still cooling behind me. So I'll coat those, and then I'll go back and coat them one more time. And you can see the difference between coating once and coating twice. See the difference? So you definitely want to make sure you go back through and coat them the second time. And the powdered sugar gets everywhere. It's just messy, messy. So let's see. So now I've got The other recipe I'm doing tonight is the pretzel party mix, and that is in the oven, and it smells absolutely wonderful in here. So I'll get that recipe posted too. And I hope you are enjoying your holiday baking because it's getting close to Christmas. But okay, so that's it. I'm gonna stop the video, and I hope you enjoyed this.